sparring section for the weapons, we're going to be using the Bokken. And I think it's a nice tool to develop, not realistically for sword fighting. It's an unlikely event that you're going to have a sword with you in a self-defense situation unless you've got one under your bed. But especially for those that go hiking, I tend to play between the long staff, the short staff, the Bokken, and the single eskrima stick and the double eskrima stick, and then we move on to other weapons. Because I feel at any point in time, you can find something that is the length of an eskrima stick, that is maybe the length of a Bokken, the length of a short staff, a joe, and the length of a bow or a long staff. So that's why I focus on those heights or lengths of weapons, not because I want to go and do sword fighting, but because it helps me to deal with a weapon that size. So, especially if we've got a Bokken size weapon, having it in our single stick grip or long staff grip, well, single stick grip in one hand, the short staff grip like this, or the long staff grip like this here, it's wasting its potential. So we're going to have it in the same grip as a sword. We're going to use the sword movements to try and make this weapon as effective as possible. Just understand there's no cutting edge to it, so you need to focus on the actual strikes. Okay, so what we're going to do, from a shoulder width position here, we're going to just work on the various angles. So from a flowing point here, I want you to sometimes bounce off, sometimes come through, but never stop. Just keep flowing from one movement to the next. Right, and always keep in mind, obviously if this does not have an edge to it, sticking it out in your opponent's face here, it's a bad idea. They're just going to grab it. But from a smashing, impact type of weapon, always remember, you have the weapon, you might be holding it away from your opponent, you still have your legs, you've got an arm, and you can be striking. So later on, your whole body needs to be in harmony with this weapon. Right, practice that a bit, then come back for our next exercise. For our second sparring exercise with the Bokken size stick, we are going to be changing legs constantly. Now, if those who follow my karate training, a lot of our movements will have a change legs backwards and forwards, especially if I'm pulling my opponent and I'm delivering a knee kick or something in that line. With the stick, we're going to be moving forward and then backwards. So we're reversing that change legs movement there. Those who know Gekisara H, the ending of Gekisara H, moving up, moving back. Right, so we have our weapon now away from our opponent. We're not having it out in front here. We're just going to start with it by the side, just to ingrain that in your mind. Keep your weapon away from your opponent until you're ready to use it to its full potential. So from this position here, I'm moving towards my opponent, and then I'm moving out the way again. I'm moving towards and then away. I'm moving towards and then away. Towards and away. And again, all I want you to do is focus on smooth movement. Find the various angles. You could even stab as you're moving, but I prefer not stabbing at my punching bag. The Bokken's got a pointy end. So we're moving up towards the bag and then away from it. Right, keep practicing that for a while. We've done the same thing when it's just hitting in the air, but it is a good idea, especially since we're trying to develop an impact and a smashing type of implement. It's a good idea to practice against the bag. Have fun.